Hello, hello, and welcome, my Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your chakra check read for March into April 2020. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mel for short, president of Drawing the Circle Productions, professional witch, professional intuitive, and very happy to be serving my Sages, my archers. Y'all are so friendly, and I have a bunch of Sag friends, so if any of them are watching, shout out to my Saggies. Love you guys. Let's get down to business. This is a chakra read for you all. I was going to do the twin flame reads, but it's like, with all that's going on the planet right now, it just felt meh, right? And I got to go with my gut. I'm a professional intuitive. So in prayer, dark moon before we got to the new moon in Aries. Was that yesterday? Oh yeah, it was only yesterday. The new moon in Aries. I said, well, what do you want me to do? And they're like, why don't you do a chakra spread? Because I do them for my clients. I have been for decades, as a way for them to look at what's going on in their energy field so that they can heal, so that they can grow, so that they can learn, so that they can evolve and be the best that they can be, right? To be in alignment with the truth of who they are. Balance them, align them, you get the idea. So, that's what we're doing. Now, I know a lot of people are used to only dealing with the 7 chakras in the physical body. I also work with the 8th chakra that hovers over the head, the star center, really based on the work of Carolyn Mace, Anatomy of the Spirit. Such a genius book. Highly recommend it. Highly recommend her, right, just in general. She is a tough cookie from Chicago, and I adore her. Never met her. She don't know me, I don't know her, but man, her work has saved my shit so many times. I really adore her. Probably the only person on earth that intimidates me, though. She's tough. I love her, though. So that being said, I will explain the positions, the chakras, how I understand them as we go along. But I figure with everything going on in the planet, bringing ourselves into homeostasis and balance is probably the best thing I can offer. And then we'll see when this series is done what I'm doing next. There are only 18 cards in this spread, but it takes about an hour to do. So sit back, breathe. Oh, remember, this is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, check your other signs, but also at the same time, this is for this month and next. I'm doing this in March. So, you know, it might not make sense until later on, right? So save it in your watch later. I actually have a private playlist for readings that I watch from other readers that I'm like, all right, I want to see if what goes on with that, if it's what I think it is, and I'll watch it, you know, a week or so later. Cool. Please remember to breathe as we do. We stay in the present moment, and I will do the same to get you the most clarity, guidance, and grace that I can. All the decks that I'm reading are in the description box all the way at the bottom. Have fun scrolling down. There's some cool stuff in there for you to check out. And really, I'm only using 4 of my usual decks tonight. You're going to get 10 of these, 8 of these. I confused it with the Celtic Cross for a hot second. 10 of these, the Healing with the Angels Oracle, Doreen Virtue. 10 of these, 8 of these, the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. One of the Whispers of Love Oracle, and one of the Healing Mantra deck by Matt Kahn. Cool. Let's do this. Here we go. We're going to start with the angels. I'm going to shuffle them, get the top 8 cards set, do the same for this, and then we'll pull one from each. And check your chakras. Here we go. Breathe. Yeah, the energy is really high tonight, my Saggies. Let's see what we can get for you. My angels, please. Top 8 cards. Celtic. Top 8 cards. Chakra spread for the Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. We'd like to do a chakra check from root to 8th chakra, root to the star chakra. Please, top 8 cards in clarity so that we can look at their different levels of power, their flavors of power in each chakra, so that they can heal, so they can come into balance during this time of challenge and healing crises on planet Earth. Please, my angels, top 8 cards. Thank you very much. Powers, thrones, dominions. I can't say Maiden, Mother, and Crone, they're angels. But we'll do that with these. Same thing, just going to get these done so that they're loaded, so to speak. Breathe. Usually I use these just for the goddesses, the divine feminine. We're doing both god and goddesses, what I call my deities. Ready? Here we go. Ah, my deities. Please. Top 8 cards. Chakra check spread, please. What's going on for them? What's going on in the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in their chakra system for March to April 2020, please, so that they can heal, so that they can grow, so that they can come into balance, into alignment with their higher selves, the truth of who they are, anchor heaven into earth, homeostasis, holistic balance. Please, my deities, top 8 cards, chakra spread for the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, March to April 2020. Please, a clean cut. Thank you, Maiden, Mother, Crone. Thank you very much. Lovely. This first column, I'm not laying them out 7 in a row because there's not enough room on my table. But also, this is the way that Caroline Mace lays them, not cards, but lays out the chakra in her book, Anatomy of the Spirit. And I think it's frickin' genius, right? So the first 3 chakras, the root, the sacrum, the solar plexus, are the literal level of power, and they are the chakra centers mostly interacting with the physical world. So the root chakra, power of earth, if you will, but tribal power, connecting you to the groups. Think of that root chakra going down into the ground, connecting you with the human race. There's a tribe. Your genetic lineage, you know, whatever your nationalities are, where you come from genetically. There are other tribes, and there's your physical family of birth, or the physical family that you were raised with, your friends, your people that you work with, your sports teams, your political affiliations, all of that group stuff are your tribal dynamics. That's why I included the Venus signs in here, because those are relationships. So what's going on in your root chakra? What you got in your root? Ooh, interesting. You got the Piscean card, a court card, the Mami Watu, the mermaid with signs. Now, this really shouldn't represent just one person, right? Because we're looking at tribal energy. Although if you have any planets in Pisces, I would check that out. I would see what's going on there, particularly if it's your moon sign. Like I'm a Pisces moon, Virgo sun, so you know what's going on in me intuitively is very different than what's going on in my Virgo stuff, right? But this is really saying, this is talking about a deeper emotional intuition. Intuition is really more like a feeling, like a gut hunch. But when it comes to the Piscean thing, it can be very mystical and very mysterious, and every chakra has its own voice of intuition, but particularly with signs. Like, signs to me are not just the synchronicities, but that feeling of like the writings on the wall. You know, like when the story's over, but for the last little bit of it, and you're like, oh, this is almost done. And that's a feeling that I'm getting here. There's something going on here. It's like, you kind of know in your instinct, right? Root chakra intuition is like instinct, fight, flight, or freeze, right? It's that physical body, nearly really animalistic thing. Good aspect of survival intuition. I have really good root chakra intuition. I always know when to leave the party, like before the cops show up and before the fight breaks out. I just get this feeling, it's like, I gotta go, and I'm up and gone, and afterwards, people tell me, right after you left, all hell broke out. I'm like, yeah, right? So pay attention. Pay attention to the signs your body is giving you. Keep in mind the root chakra, the sacred truth of the root chakra, every chakra has a sacred truth, is all is one. So this is really tapping you into the energy field of what's going on around you physically. That's why I can read a room. You know what it's like to read a room? When you walk in there and like, something's off here. Right? That to me triggers flight. It's like, gotta go. Other times you can walk into a place and sense it's like, oh, right, there's a connection. Ooh, this feels good. This feels like home. This feels safe. Pay attention to that. There's something going on in your root chakra that perhaps may trigger emotion in you, but that is really giving you the sense that something's going on here physically, to be aware. And I think where we are in human history on the planet right now, that could be very helpful, right? Your instincts. Trust your instincts, but particularly if you are seeing a series of synchronicities, tune in. What does my body feel like that? Because the mind can interpret anything indefinitely. What does it feel like in your cell tissue? What is your body telling you about when you're getting a series of synchronicities? Don't try immediately to explain it away or give it meaning. Feel it out. Because keep in mind, Pisces is connected to the collective unconscious, 12th house stuff. So you might be picking up on all sorts of empathic this and that, and considering people on the planet and society right now are going through quite a time of conflict and turmoil, that might be influencing that a bit too. So stay grounded. I know I'm saying that to a fire sign, but stay grounded. Be aware of what's going on to your body. Breathe, right? Stay in the present moment as best as you can. Cool. Let's move up to your second chakra. Second chakra is umbilical relationship. It's a weird way to say it, but it's one-on-one dynamic. So it's you in relationship with another individual, but can also be you in relationship to another object. Like, what's your relationship with your cell phone? What's your relationship to alcohol, to money? Second chakra is a big energy center about finances and money, because money is essentially one energy field, right? Though it's broken down into dollars and cents and credit cards and bank accounts and all of that, it's really one energy field, as well as it's your sexuality, your creativity, your gender balance, all of that's in second chakra. So let's have a look-see-duck-see, shall we? What's going on in the Sagittarian collective second chakra? My favorite card in this entire deck, the Clay Woman. Three of Pentacles. I know, it's not a major arcana card, but I love her. Aruru, A-R-U-R-U, takes the dirt beneath her feet, molds it into something beautiful and practical, but at this stage, the clay jar that she is working on has not been put in the kiln, so it's still mutable. So this is a mutable earth card, right? Three of Pentacles, and Virgo is mutable earth. That's probably why I love it so much, Virgo, that I am. But you can feel that in your second chakra, there's a creativity going on there, and a very physical one. But with the card of meditation, that might seem a little contradictory, but it can be that in your second chakra, whatever it is that's going on for you, you may not be able to take immediate action on, like if you're sequestered at home, right? But that second chakra, that creativity can be churning. And a good time, if not to this kind of meditate, to contemplate, but to engage that second chakra. How does this feel here? The second chakra voice goes very much, or right? Imagine someone you find very sexually attractive, and the second chakra will go, imagine someone completely repulsive. Your second chakra will want to leave the room, like, wants to take the next cab out of town. So, tune into let that sacral voice communicate with you, because there's something in the process of creating, but it's still in that mutable, malleable, Archangelo Lyons, malleable for short. You get that? It's still in the process of being created. It hasn't been fired. It's not permanent yet. It's not fixed. It's still mutable. Good way of saying it. And the sacred truth of the second chakra is honor one another. So not just to honor your own creativity, but to honor the process of what it takes. Because, like, I know from making these videos, I record them, then I put them through a video editor just to make sure everything's, balanced and right. I put the beginning, the ending, and the music and all of that stuff. Then I upload it to YouTube. But sometimes, like today, the upload times were really long. Like for a 50 whatever minute thing, it took 3 hours to upload. And I started to get really frustrated. I'm like, how about I just honor this process? It's taking as long as it's taking. And in the meantime, while I was waiting, I fed the cats. I vacuumed my stair. I live in a 2-floor condo. So I vacuumed my stairs. It's carpet, right? I tidied up, and I just honored the interaction of what it was taking for my creativity to manifest, which is kind of sort of what this card is talking about, right? So honor one another. Let's go into the solar plexus now. We'll say this now. The sacred truth of the solar plexus is honor thyself. Thyself indicates the divine, right? those and thine and all of that sort of poetic language. You usually see like thy will be done, right? Lord's Prayer referring to the divine. So this is to honor the divine within yourself, your honor code, your gut, really the seat of survival intuition, the turn left, turn right. How does this feel? This doesn't feel good. When somebody asks me to do something and this says no, I say, no, not going to do it. And they try and convince me. I say, look, if you make me do this when this says no, I will take you down with me. Because it'll take me down. I'll drag you down with me. And they're like, okay. It's how I roll. I roll my life. When I say a professional intuitive, I ain't joking. I'm always trying to really tune in to feel that and then act on it. So what's going on in the Saggy Collective Solar Plexi? Ooh, I like this a lot. Well, you don't usually see this as a fun card, but the Eight of Cups, withdrawal. Not walking away, walking into, pulling back, sequestering. I wonder what that could be about. But with the card of friendship in the chakra of personal power, you got tribal power, one-on-one power. This is personal power. This is going within yourself in a way to be your own best friend, to be friendly with yourself, to honor your own personal power. And that can often be a time of, sort of like what's going on here in the second chakra, a time of creative contemplation where you sort of look over your life and kind of give yourself the respect and the props for what you've lived through. Look at how much you've lived through already in this life, right? Things that might have taken other people out of the game, you're still going, right? You're walking your path. You're getting a reading. You're open to guidance and grace, right? To clarify your own intuition, to go in, to, yes, love yourself. That kind of feels more like a heart chakra thing in general. But this is to honor thyself, to honor, you know what? I really could have been an asshole about that, but I wasn't. And even if I was an asshole about it, it's because I was in pain. What is it like to be friendly to yourself, to treat yourself kindly, to treat yourself compassionately? That what you say, like if you have an upset stomach, right, to cradle it like a baby and be like, oh, sweetheart, wow, you're upset. Okay, what's upsetting us? Let's talk. Now, how different is that from meditation or contemplation? But with this card, the Eight of Cups, it's emotional, right? So to be respectful, to be friendly in an emotional way. What are you like with your friends that you really cherish? Can you be like that in terms of your own personal power, March to April? I have a feeling if you do, that your growth and healing will accelerate, because it's often when we are gentle, kind, and compassionate with ourselves that the chakras spin a bit faster, we relax, and the divine can work through us, taking some of the load off. Yeah. Lovely. Your first level of power, the literal world, the physical world. Let's look now at the next four: the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown, the personal level, the emotional, and the mental, right? The psychological world, the fourth dimension. This is third dimension. These next four are the fourth dimension. So what's going on in the Anahata, your heart chakra? Ooh. Well, let's start with the easy one, new love. Now, if you've fallen in love, doesn't have to be romantic, sexual, certainly can be. That's going to play itself out differently in the Sagittarian collective. But maybe this is a new opening of your heart, a new love for yourself, particularly because you've got your first major arcana card, reversal. The Hanged Man, in this case, the Hanged Woman, but voluntarily so. See, this is why I put off the other, like, the twin flame reads. It's like everybody's sequestered right now, so let's put those off. Let's do something a bit more introspective. If these three cards are kind of the outside world, this is now crossing the drawbridge into the inside world, the castle of the soul. So a surrender, a sacrifice, a surrender of a point of view, usually, a surrender of an idea, of a thought system, of a way of being, but one that either brings you to or is triggered by a new love. This is a very spiritual card. You hear a lot about spiritual surrender, right? And look, I've been doing this for a long time. I had my initial spiritual awakening. There have been, feels like hundreds since. In the 80s, right, my big awakening happened there. And ever since then, I have seen people use spiritual surrender as sort of like spiritual laziness. well, if it's meant to happen, it'll unfold. Well, that's good if you're, hyper tense about something and clinging to something like that, to let go and let God, let go and let Goddess, that kind of thing. But it is also saying, all right, divine, you want this done, work through me, just show me. I know who I work for, right? You show me, what do I know? In other words, to have some humility about it, to be willing to be shown, right? You show me, work through me, speak through me. It's essentially the prayer I do when I do these readings, either for a client or for YouTube. My prayer really is, all right, universe, work through me. Choose every card, bless every deck, manifest every outcome, speak it through me for the well-being of all, right? So it's not a surrender of giving up as it is taking the situation and giving it up, knowing that what comes down and through you, you are co-creating with the divine. So with that card of new love in the heart chakra, that's a little on the nose. I kind of like that for you all. Also saying not that you have to surrender the new love, but maybe to surrender into that love, allowing yourself to breathe it, to feel it, trusting that you don't really know what it is because it is what? New love. Liking this a lot for you. Really, really lovely so far. Your chakras seem to be in some sort of symbolic alignment here. Now, throat chakra, this is where it can get a little dicey. Throat chakra is willpower, right? Here we have emotional power. Well, what is your willpower? Will is about choice, your choices, your decisions, right? What will you do, what won't you do? What will you say, what won't you say? Will you spit it out, will you swallow it, or will you chew it on a little while, It's, Melky! God, he sounds like he's wounded. He's not. He just wants cookies. Come sit with Mama! I don't even know where he is, I just hear him. You know what he does? He goes in the stairwell and it echoes. Speaking of throat chakra, come here, booger. Come over here, sit with Mama. You want to play in the... We have a big cardboard box. I put catnip in it. Come on, you little shit. Come on. No? You're just going to stare at me? Ugh. Kids. What's going on with these kids today? Little Paul Lind, not so realness. Throat chakra, willpower. What's going on? Oh, by the way, the sacred truth of the heart chakra. Love is divine power. You got new love here. Are you surrendering, reversing the way you look at things as a result of divine power flowing through your heart chakra? Well, what are the choices, the decisions? What will you do or won't you do? Well, I think we know what this is about now. You got the Two of Cups. The romance card in this deck, it is the Whirlpool, but with children. Now, that doesn't mean necessarily a childlike or a childhood romance, but it does speak of innocence. It does speak of the playful nature. Now, we also know that there are, in children, the childlike nature of the soul is very innocent, is very compassionate, is very, particularly in the child archetype, if it feels safe, ready to see things with fresh eyes. Ready to dive in if it feels safe, but if it doesn't feel safe, it goes into childishness and tantrum and hides and shakes in fear. So I'm feeling like there's a mix of both of this, the innocence of wanting to journey forth and dive into the whirlpool of perhaps a new love romance, but there's still that choice there. Can you do it innocently? Can you do it playfully? Can you do it without being attached to an outcome? Now, I'll be honest with you, having just gotten out of a romantic twin flame contract that was simultaneously heaven and hell, I really had to let him go. It was very... he was very controlling and manipulating, but in a very subtle way. I didn't catch on until the very end. Bless his heart, I'll always love him. And if he comes back, he's going to therapy. Otherwise, no, I don't do the codependent thing. So right now I'm a little gun shy, like I'm getting hit on left, right. Isn't that funny how when you're not interested, they all come for you like fucking wolves? I'm not so into it right now. I mean, if the right guy comes along, we'll give it a try, but the child of my heart is like, no, just you and me right now. I'm like, you got it, baby. I can feel a little touch of that in here, but are you willing? Is the child in you, can you help that child feel safe? Can you sacred truth of the throat chakra, surrender your will to the divine. Now, I just want to say, here in the heart chakra, we're talking about surrender. So there's sort of a correlation here between the throat chakra and the heart chakra, right? So to bring that into balance, can you surrender your will to the divine? Sort of saying, all right, my gods, my angels, higher power, whoever, whatever you call your higher power, your spirit, the divine. The child in me isn't so sure, but I'm willing, right? I'm willing to see, like, take a step. Remember, a child can take a baby step, right? Just take a baby step on this. To enjoy at least the beginning stages of it, understanding that soul contracts are soul contracts. You can try and put them off, but then even trying to put them off is part of the divine plan. So considering again that we are in a very interesting place where we have to stay a certain amount of footage away from each other, it might be a good time to chew, right? The three modes of the throat chakra. Spit it out, which is to say, yes, I want this. Swallow to go, no. Like, nah, I don't wanna. But then that chew is like, I have to chew on this for a little bit. I'm not sure what I will or won't do yet. But keep in mind why I love the Two of Cups in this, the whirlpool. 2 cups in a whirlpool of water. 2 things as far away as they can be from each other, but nature, emotion, is bringing them closer and closer and closer and together until they meet. So, you know, no rush, although a child can be impatient, a child can also enjoy the ride, but needs to feel safe and loved. Just saying. Cool, cool. All right, let's bump up to the third eye. Seek only truth. The third eye can only see truth or illusion, and never the twain shall meet. Fear or love, pain or peace. So it's all about, you know, can you get clear, the clear third eye, the clarity of the third eye, to see beyond illusion into truth? Well, let's find out what's going on in that third eye for Massages. Well, not only did you get your second major arcana card of the Sun, which is talking about clarity, which is talking about light and truth are the same thing, but with miracles. So we're looking at a shift in thought system from fear to love. That is the Course in Miracles definition of a miracle. I pretty much default to that. But it is also saying that something is revealed here that is miraculous, and in that sense, this could be somebody coming back into your life that it didn't go well and now it's healing, right? This could be really a miracle, technically. Like if you look up a dictionary definition, it's something that defies natural law, right? Like that person should not be able to walk on water. That person should not be able to levitate. That defies natural law. But we also use that when there's a spontaneous healing, right? It's a miracle, right? It's like we all prayed for them, or, you know, something unexpected happens. We classify it as a miracle, not just unexpected, but something better than we could have imagined. So there might be a real miraculous process going on in your mental power, the third eye. So seek only truth, and truth will be revealed, but it's seek only truth. Remember, you might not know what the truth is emotionally, or have really integrated it. But, you know, it is true what they say about the Sun card and the Major Arcana. It lightens everything else in the spread, and there's nothing so horrible here. Even that 8 of Cups, walking into the self with friendship, to be friendly with yourself in the solar plexus, that's pretty cool. So I'm seeing some mental clarity here, but also some miraculous shifts in consciousness. Like maybe you're getting a fifth dimensional unity consciousness download, which can seem awfully miraculous. I'll speak for myself on that. When you've been thinking only in terms of the third dimensional world or the fourth dimensional psychology, to have a revelation of that kind. Granted, not the revelation card. There is a revelation card in this deck. But certainly that clarity, like the sun burns away the clouds, you see clearly and you see the miracle. Something that probably is unexpected. Usually a miracle may be prayed for, but usually shows up without you realizing it until it's already in frame, so to speak. Cool. Crown Chakra. spiritual power, live in present time, the sacred truth of, and you got your live in present time with the Wheel of Fortune, with the Spider Woman, the card of divine timing. Live in present time because the divine is always present, but with truth and integrity. So the Crown Chakra has no language, right? It's the radar dish. The third eye is what language is, the inspiration that comes in through the Crown Chakra, right? Spiritual power. When you're in present time, you can align yourself to spiritual power. Now they want me to clarify, you're always in present time, but the third eye can past, present, future, probable outcomes, hopes, dreams, wishes, maybe that too, wishes, regrets, guilts, past lives, future lives. Be here now, live in present time, is what gives you access to the ease and grace that everything is exactly as it needs to be. Speaking of which, there is a brilliant line from the Course in Miracles, and I remember it because it is in perfect iambic pentameter. Google it. Let all things be exactly as they are, or if you like, let all things be exactly as they are. Perfect iambic pentameter. In terms of truth and integrity. Now, integrity means wholeness as well as honor, right? When someone's in their integrity, they're acting with honor. So there is a download here really saying that everything is whole, W-H-O-L-E, exactly how it's supposed to be. Everything is in alignment here in the Crown Chakra. This is coming in really pure. And I will also say, I'm getting it really clear on this one, this is something that's scripted, that's woven into the web. The fates have woven all of this in to the divine plan of your life. It's scripted. But truth and integrity, great big part of it. So, this surrendering to the divine, this really, the combo, really, you got 3 out of 4 major arcana cards in your personal row here, the personal level of power, the psychological, mental, emotional. So, what is your highest spiritual truth? What are your highest spiritual values? This may very well be a test, a romantic test of that, and I usually try not to go for the romantic stuff. But particularly if you can't be with this person right now, it could be a time of you really learning how to love yourself, really meditating on the creativity that we've got here, this meditation in the second chakra of molding something that has yet to be fired and glazed, to use the pottery metaphor, set into something not final, but something stabilized. But really your spiritual integrity, and speak the truth here. But remember, truth without compassion is brutality. So that might be all part of this, particularly in the throat chakra with that whirlpool, with the children card, the Healing with the Angels card of children, to really speak perhaps simply, but with gentleness and compassion. It's really lovely. I'm liking this a lot for you, Saggies. Let's look at the 8th chakra, the star center, the home of the higher self. Right? 5th dimensional, right? This row is 3rd dimension. This row is 4th dimension. This row, really, this one chakra that we're going to look at here is the entrance. Well, technically the entrance is to the 5th dimension is at the top of the crown chakra, moving you into the 5th dimensional consciousness of the 8th chakra, the upper room. But this level of power is the symbolic, the archetypal. I believe it's where we go in between lives. We just sort of like pull up our energy up into, leave the body, pop up here, and go where we go. And then when we're ready to incarnate again, we just bloop and download into another body. We upload and download. There's a modern term for it. Let's see what's going on. The 8th chakra for my Sagittarius asses, who I love so much. And you've got your 1, 2, 3, your 4th major arcana card, and this is the card of revelation and celebration, the card of judgment. If you look at the card, I know it's hard to say, you pull your phone or your screen, it's a bunch of women circle dancing in nature, under a beautiful full moon. But if you look closely, you look at it differently, what is revealed is that they are dancing around the navel of the goddess. And there are breasts in the foreground and a pubic mound in the background. And you see her thighs. Now it's right? It's like one of those holographic pictures. You turn your head and something else jumps out at you. So this is the revelation card that I was talking about before. And revelation of what? Enchantment. Now, if you've been following me for a while here on YouTube, you know it's not my favorite word. But this really is. The divine is involved. Your higher self is directly engaged in this. Now, according to most people, the higher self is directly engaged in how much coffee you drink in a day. But this really feels like, from the higher symbolic perspective, everything about this is getting ready to be revealed to you. That's why the truth and integrity. There is no question that whatever this relationship is that's being presented within your internal energy field, talking heart, throat, third eye, and crown, that you're having to do this hanged man deal to kind of like suspend your belief, allow yourself to feel love, surrender to the divine power, living in present time, truth and integrity, allowing the divine timing to happen. This enchanted revelation is coming to you. And I really don't like that word enchanted. And I'll say it again. It's a unicorn. Oh, it's so pretty. I love unicorns. Yeah, a couple of tons of raw muscle with a deadly weapon on its head can only be tamed by a virgin. And where are you going to find one, right? Read Lords and Ladies by Terry Pratchett. Really one of my favorite Pratchett books, although Witches Abroad is my absolute favorite. Everything I really needed to learn about witchcraft I learned from Terry Pratchett. No shit. Blessed be, Terry. I miss you. We all miss you. Come back soon and write more novels. So with an enchanted celebration is the name of the card, that things are coming full circle, but not the full circle of the last card in the major arcana before the cycle reboots, which is the card of the world. In this deck, Shakti the Life Dancer. Here, you really are going to, at some point, if you play your cards right, if you kind of bring your chakras into alignment, you're going to have some shit revealed to you that has been enchanted, perhaps hidden. Enchantment means things are not as they appear to be, as is the divine plan. You know, we often don't see things until hindsight. But this is really great for you guys. I'm so thrilled for you Sagittarians. I don't have a single planet in Sagittarius. But you got 2 more cards coming. Let's get these puppies on the table. From your higher self, which is why I chose this deck, or they told me to choose this deck. The Whispers of Love Oracle. Let's get a card from your higher self to bring some clarity to this, shall we? Nice deep breath. The higher selves of all involved. Come here, you. I'm going to do this on my slab of rose quartz. The higher selves of all involved. The higher self collective, please. 1 card in clarity. For the Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Please, oh please, oh please. What is the Whisper of Love? What is it that's going on here? What can you tell them about their chakra system and process? What's going on here, please? 1 card in clarity for the Sagittarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, March to April 2020. Focus on love. Look for the good attributes in each and every person in your life. So if this is something that you have cast for, prayed for, chances are it's just a question of intuition, that the signs were coming to you, telling you that someone is on their way into your life. You might have doubted it, you might have hoped for it, but this is saying there's definitely something downloading here, right? To go from revelation and enchantment in the 8th chakra, I'm gonna pop up a picture of the spread, and I'm going to give you the overview starting with the 8th chakra and working down into the root. But I kind of see the manifestation of this coming into form. So what you can do, your higher self says, is focus on love. Look for the good attributes in each and every person in your life. Now, if this person is already in your life, that's going to be easy to do. But considering they may not be around you in the physical world, and you know why, and if they are, that's going to be perhaps easier. But it does say every person in your life. Not just that it raises your vibration, but as a way of sort of, with your throat chakra, choosing with the innocence of a child to focus on the good attributes, right? It's like, oh, that person's so generous. I really love that about them. And oh, they're so funny. And that one's got a sense of humor that would knock a sailor off a ship. That's me. Reverend Potty Mouth. Yeah, so particularly matching it with that card of enchantment, just focus on the love. And what's going on in your heart chakra? Hangman, the surrender to a new love. Knowing that love is divine power. This is really great. The more that you can open your heart right now and bless the world with it, it's going to serve everybody all of life. So let's get you your last card down before I do the overview. One of the Healing Mantra deck cards by Matt Kahn, to give you something to work on, to focus on, to occupy the mind. The word in Sanskrit, mantra, means to protect or to cover. So while you're focusing on love, let's see if there's a mantra here that can assist you with that, shall we? Nice deep breath. Let's ask the Ascended Masters. Ready? My Ascended Masters, please. One card in clarity for this Sagittarian collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs in this chakra spread here, going from enchantment and celebration in the 8th all the way down to the Piscean intuitive signs in the root. Please, what is the perfect healing mantra for this Sagittarian collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, March to April 2020. Receiving elation. I am born of infinite joy. Receiving elation is the name of the mantra. I am born, B-O-R-N, not B-O-R-N-E. I am born of infinite joy. Now, since that's the only thing that's written on the card, I'm going to read from the bookie book, and I opened right to it. It was very Graham's from Charmed, except not on a book stand and not a book of shadows. Receiving elation. I am born of infinite joy. When elation is received, joy becomes your natural state of being. Eckhart Tolle would agree with that. He says that joy is our natural state of being, but you have to be what? In present time, in the now, to access it. In elation, you are aligning with the ecstatic nature of the universe to live each moment with renewed passion and purpose. Elation helps you enjoy your human journey as it is right now without projecting your fulfillment onto the anticipation of future pending outcomes, which is kind of saying this might not be lining up right now, particularly with that clay woman card in the 2nd chakra with meditation. It's like this may not be ready to just come right into physical form this month, March into April. This mantra is ideal for increasing the flow of creative inspiration, and I would say that creativity of the 2nd chakra is there. Elevating the immune system. I think we should all be doing this one. And being more present, living in present time, truth and integrity with the Spider Woman, the Wheel of Fortune. This really all clicks really well, but let me pop up the picture and I'll see what else pops up in overview, shall we? Nice deep breath. Magic clap, magic clap, magic clap. Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. All right, we're going to start in the 8th chakra with this card of enchantment with celebration. Definitely pieces of the puzzle coming together here. Something revealed, something that might have been there that was obscured or out of focus, but suddenly through some enchanted means, which, you know, something can be enchanted. It could be hidden in plain sight, where all of a sudden in the 8th chakra, it is getting ready to be revealed to you. This might be something you've been dreaming about, and I just don't mean in the aspirational sense, or having visions about, or getting clues about intuitively, but it really is directive coming from the higher self. This, of course, something you might have been wanting for all of your life or for quite a long time, and that desire is well-founded because it was really just the voice of intuition, which we are seeing here in the root chakra as well. Going up to the crown chakra, though, you have another major arcana card. You have the Spider Woman, the Wheel of Fortune, that this is all woven into your fate and your destiny. Fate is what you can't change. Destiny is what you do with it. And that's why the angels are talking there about truth and integrity. Really, be in your honor. Be truthful in terms of the crown chakra, what's downloading into you is divinely timed and scripted. So better for you to just allow it to do what it's going to do, to live in present time and let that energy field expand downward as it incarnates chakra to chakra down into physical form. In the third eye, you've got another major arcana card, the card of the sun with miracles. That there's probably some great big huge mental healing going to be going on here for you as the light dispels shadows, dispels doubts, dispels illusions, dispels fears, alchemizing it from fear to love. I mean, really kind of feeling that. And I would recommend at least a cursory exploration of the Course in Miracles, because it has quite a bit to say about romantic relationships being special relationships that are then brought to be holy relationships given their true purpose. But I also would recommend Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz. Everybody knows about the Four Agreements mostly, but his second book, Mastery of Love, is the application of the Four Agreements, particularly in relationships. And in the throat chakra there, that Two of Cups, that's really the trigger for all this romantic stuff. It is an emotional traction, but the throat chakra, it may be something that you will do, that you want to do, that you will choose. But with that card of children there, there is an innocence that needs to be in place there. Can you do this innocently? Can you allow things to unfold like a child that does not know what's going to happen next? Because your other choices there are, maybe they're sabotorial, but to kind of push the river, you really don't want to push the river. You don't really want to tug on the shoots of grass to make them grow faster. That's how you kill it. So will you be childlike or childish? There is your choice, your decision there in the throat chakra about this emotional, does feel very romantic attraction, because in the heart chakra there you've got that card of new love with the card of reversal, the hanged man, in this case the hanged woman, letting go, letting God, allowing the heart to open, seeing things differently, and of course feeling things differently as your heart is saturated with love as divine power, bringing you down into the solar plexus. Eight of Cups. Nobody likes Eight of Cups, but I gotta say, in this deck, walking deeper into the self, not walking away from, but walking deeper into, and in this case, the solar plexus with friendship. Now, I just got this hit, that maybe this is a friendship that is moving to its next level. You know, Marianne Williamson, in her book, A Return to Love, she said, love is a rose, the stem is the friendship, the blossom, the romance. Remove the blossom from the stem, you have a thing of beauty that will quickly wither and die. Nurture the stem, the bud will blossom and fall again and again and again, right? So this also does feel like about being friendly with yourself, about really liking yourself, honoring thyself, the sacred truth of the heart chakra, being very friendly. And remember, your solar plexus is where your honor code is. So keep in mind that crown chakra, truth and integrity. Do you have the self-esteem to follow this path with truth and integrity? This very much could be a true love situation. But it has to be truly loving of yourself too. No compromises in terms of something that is not in its full integrity. And then again, we do see in the second chakra here with the clay woman that this is something still in clay form. It has not been forged, fired in the kiln, K-I-L-N, the oven if you will, baked into something more permanent. So there is a process still going on here. Things are still coming together. The electromagnetic coordinates, the pieces of the story are still arranging themselves in your second chakra and in the second chakra of the other. So that card of meditation, to contemplate, to just really sometimes put your hands on that second chakra and feel what's in there. Contemplate the creativity, the sexuality of that which you really want. Heighten it, purify it, mold it, shape it, but know that it's really not ready to come into physical form yet, particularly because in the root chakra, we have the Piscean card, the Maiden of Cups, Mami Watu, the mermaid. So we're talking about mutable water there. And as I'm checking here, yep, the only court card in here with the card of signs. So, I mean, look, if this really is a Piscean person in your life, you're going to know that more than I will. But I will say what's highlighted here, at least what I'm feeling, is really more of feeling like having your ear to the ground, the vibrations, feeling it intuitively, and reading the signs, right? The signs that are coming to you in the physical world, the synchronicities, but also keep in mind, you will most likely know this person, though your heart may be aflutter. Notice what's going on in your body. Follow the signs. Have fun with this. Let the child not drive, but let the child let your choices be more innocent, not necessarily naive. Because what does the higher self say here for you in the whisper of love? Focus on love. Look for the good attributes in each and every person in your life. That may be what leads you to this person if you have not met yet, even if it's over the TV, even if it's through social media. Really focus on love right now. It's only going to lift you up. It's only going to help heal whatever needs to heal. Love is divine power. So focus on that. And your mantra, receiving elation. I am born of infinite joy. And it feels like there is something very joyful about this chakra spread here. So I would really go for it, but I would take my time and let things unfold according to divine time, as indicated in that Crown Chakra card. The Spider Woman, the Wheel of Fortune, Truth and Integrity. While you are born of infinite joy, focusing on love, it feels like this is going to parlay itself into your life when the universe is ready to give it to you and not before. That's pretty cool, my Saggies. I really like this. It feels like your arrow is notched on the bow. It's like this, but it's not ready to let fly just yet, my Saggies. So may the Sagittarian collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need in March to April 2020 to bring their chakras into alignment, to manifest this enchanted revelation down all the way into physical form, involving this innocent new beginning, this new love that is going to change the way that they feel about life in general, while they are receiving in elation with the mantra born of infinite joy. And really all they're asked to do right now is focus on love. May they look for the good attributes in each and every person in their life for their well-being and for the well-being of all. So mote it be. And so it is. So saith I. Really fun reading for you, my Sages, always is. I adore you guys so much. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed of March and April. Please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and comment below if you have any idea what this is, because I'm just reading what's on the table. I'd love to hear your side of it. Cool, cool. Wishing you the very best and the very blessed again of March and April. Hail, farewell, and blessed be.